my name's Jennifer, and if you've been following me, I do cooking tips and how to make delicious food. Well, today I'm going to make fried apples. And what we do is we just take one red apple, and we cut it in half, rinse it, make sure you rinse it before you cut it, and we cut it in half like this on the plate. So that way you have it cut in half like this. And then next what we do is we put it flat on the plate, and we cut it down like this. So it makes nice little half-heart shapes of an apple. If you don't like the peel of an apple, de-peel the apple before you slice it, and this is what it'll look like without the peel. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a big frying pan, big, little, medium size, however much it'll hold, and we add Wesson. What we do is we add about this much Wesson. Cooking oil, any kind of cooking oil. I like to use Wesson, preferably. Add about that much Wesson. Go ahead and turn the Wesson on. Get that going and get it heated up. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take flour. And what you do with the flour is you just pour a little bit of the flour on a plate. There we go, about that much flour. Spread it out around the plate. And then we're going to add cinnamon. I like to add cinnamon. What you do with the cinnamon is you cover the whole top with cinnamon. Make it pretty full where you can see brown on top of the white. There we go. Then you mix it in a little bit. Just put your finger through and mix in the cinnamon within the flour a little bit. There we go. Then you're going to take your apple pieces and you're going to put it inside the flour. Just swish it around so it's completely filled with flour and cinnamon. Like that. Go ahead and do a couple of these. It doesn't take too long to prepare. It takes about 10 minutes to get the apple cut up, peeled, whatever. Make the stuff. And then it takes about 10 minutes to cook in the frying pan. Go ahead and get these. And a couple of these, we'll do a couple of these as well, de-peeled apples. You just do the same thing. They don't have any peeling on them, just wrap them around in there. Okay. Now that we got a couple of them done, we'll go ahead and show you what we do next. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we got a few of these done. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more here so we have enough to fill the pot with. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top of what we just did. Let me go ahead and show you here. What we do is we just take it and sprinkle some cinnamon. Doesn't matter how much, however much you like to sprinkle on it. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add just a little bit of sugar, just a little pinch of sugar. And I'll show you how much sugar we're going to do here. Just about this much, and you just sprinkle it around the plate. Not too much. And you just sprinkle a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to drop them in the hot cooking oil. Very carefully, because it's very hot. Drop them in. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to let them cook for a little while. And just let them cook a little bit like that. Let them get nice and hot. They'll start goldening brown. And then you'll flip them around. Go ahead and put the rest of these in. And just let them cook and get nice and brown on one side. When you see them starting to turn color a little bit, then you flip it around. I like to use tongs. They work a lot easier instead of a fork, because a fork goes right through. Here's what it looks like. Try not to stand too close because the heat does get pretty hot and it can sometimes pop. So you got to be very careful with that. Just move them around a little bit. You just flip them around every so often. And I just made this up one day. I was sitting and I was thinking, you know, you can fry anything else. What if you try and fry an apple? Here we go. It tastes delicious. There we go. They're starting to brown up a little bit. Once you feel the heat getting really hot, you just cut it down a little bit, where it's not so hot. There we go. When they start getting quiet, that means they're pretty much done. Alrighty. We're going to get ready and take these out in a minute. And all you do is you take them out and you put them on a plate with napkins. I like to use these heavy-duty paper towels. They're really thick and they absorb a lot of grease. You just put them on here and you swish them around. It's good to use the plates that you were just using to cut the apple and stuff like that instead of making more dishes. And if you like to add anything with it whenever they're cooked, like whipped cream, you know, anything, any kind of dipping thing, your choice. Alright, well they're looking done. We're going to go ahead and get these out of here. And I use a spatula that's for deep frying and stuff. And you just scoop them out of here while the heat's still on, so that way they're still cooking a little bit while you're grabbing them. It doesn't matter how crispy you make them. Crispy, they'll be like the apple chips. It doesn't matter. And that's what it looks like. And all you're going to do is swish them around, get all that grease out of there. And there's your apples. Now let me show you what they look like. This is no skin apples here. There's no skin on these whatsoever. Very delicious. Nice and sweet on the inside. And these are the ones with the skin. You see the skin on the outside a little bit thicker? They're just as good. Okay, turn your heat off. And I hope you enjoyed baking fried apples with me. I hope you try it at home and it turns out very delicious for you. A tip that I have for you today is, you know how us ladies love to wear costume jewelry. But sometimes the costume jewelry turns your ears green and it just doesn't look good when you take the earrings out or you can see the green ring. Well, here's a little trick. Take clear nail polish and put on the back of the earring on the post that goes through your ear, and it will help prevent excuse me, it'll help prevent your ear from getting green from the costume jewelry. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time when we make something more delicious.